Hey, hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Night Team Up Call. I'm Amy Hopkins, and I'm your host tonight. Our fearless and amazing leader, Terry Luongo, is above us at 30,000 feet, so we're going to pray for her and safe travels. And we are getting ready for All Things Conference tonight. So I'm going to introduce myself. Not that all of you don't know who I am, but in case someone watches this recording later and doesn't know who I am, I want people to know. So like I said, I'm Amy Hopkins. I've been with the Juice Plus company for 9 years now. I just celebrated my 9th anniversary. I think it could be 8, I don't know, on September 7th. And I'm a mom of 4. I'm a United States Air Force veteran, and I'm a functional nurse practitioner, and I'm a QSSC with this amazing company. And I'm so thankful I said yes. So tonight, all things conference, y'all. We're going to we know that conference isn't just an event, and Terry told me to say this multiple times, which I will tonight. It's where big decisions get made, right? And tonight's call isn't just about logistics, it's about mindset, because how we are going to show up at conference is going to determine what you walk away with, right? And Terry wants us to be prepared. She's closing conference. So here's a truth that I think about real frequently. I think about, and I have it on a sticky note right here in front of my computer. You will never feel ready, because ready is not a feeling, it's a decision. So it's something I think about a lot. So let me share my screen right quick, because I'm going to talk about this, and I want y'all to have to be able to see it a little bit. And not that any of us here on this call haven't seen this or heard Terry talk about this, right? Intention, belief, decision, and action. I remember when Terry first talked about this, because I take notes and I date my notes. So I first heard her speak about this on November 11th in 2018. This is whenever I first started to actually start focusing in and digging in and actually taking my business seriously, right? And we know that everything starts with intention, right? If you don't set an intention, if you don't set a goal for what you want to walk away with at conference, the days are going to fly by. You're just going to attend, and you're not going to be transformed, right? There's a difference, because we want to be present. We want some transformation to occur. And so once you set an intention, once you set a goal, guess what your brain starts to do? It starts to believe it, right? Did you know, because I think we all know on this call because of Terry, your brain is designed to follow your belief system, right? If you believe you can grow, your brain will look for proof and opportunities to make sure that that happens, right? So there's two sides of this coin. We have beliefs that push us forward, that we follow, we go, we do, we act. But then we have beliefs that keep us stuck, right? So think about what could be some of your limiting beliefs. That change is unsafe. I have to hide parts of myself to be successful. Uncertainty is a bad thing. There's all kinds of beliefs. There's beliefs that keep us stuck and beliefs that help us push through. But these things compound on each other, right? Sometimes belief only gets you so far, because you have to eventually make a decision. And how do you know a decision is real? Because you take action, right? You move, you book the flight, you block the time off, you prepare your notes, you get ready. Indecision, on the other hand, this is something I'm very familiar with, comes from a lack of clarity. This is where I stay stuck. I don't know what I want to do. I spin my wheels. I waste my time. I have no idea what to focus on. Sometimes I imagine myself driving down the road at 55 miles an hour with my hand out the window, just throwing time out the window like I have all of it in the world. I do that with money sometimes too, I feel like. But when you set your intentions, when you set your goals, they become clear. Action starts to get easy, because your goals shift into your beliefs, right? And then your brain works with you instead of against you to help you focus your actions. It starts to show you the proof and the opportunities to make these things happen, right? So I'll stop saying right. I'm sorry. I said that about 25 times. So before you walk into conference, it's important that we know this is where decisions get made. And this is where you get to see the bigger picture. You get a big download of belief and vision that carries you through for a little while, right? And so Terry wanted me to talk about be, do, and have. And these are questions that you can consider. Who do you want to be when you leave conference? Because your identity matters. You're an entrepreneur. How do you want to shift into that identity after conference? What do you want to do as a result? Do you want to serve more through events, one-on-one conversations, follow-ups? What action, what system do you want to create and do you want to commit to, right? What do you want to have because you took action? Wealth is built on service, right? Your paycheck is simply a reflection of the people you're impacting. Terry says that to us all the time. When those answers are clear, you take action at conference, you take notes, you stretch your belief. These actions become obvious. And when you layer that with a mindset of receiving, you position yourself to walk away transformed, right? Because wealth isn't built on hype, it's built on service. And the clearer your decisions are to serve, the more impact you get to make, right? So tonight, you're not just going to hear from me. I've voluntold 3 other people to come on and share some things with us. And I want them to know how they prepare, what actions they're going to take at conference, how they're going to maximize their experience, because belief and decision are just one side of that coin, because practical action locks it in, right? So while you're listening, like take notes, write your notes down, ask yourself, what's one decision I need to make before conference? What's one action I can take right now that's going to help me set up and be clear about where I want to go? What is my next level vision? Do I have a plan? Do I have a focus? Do I have a goal? Do I have a next level promotion I want to try to hit? Where do I want to go with this? And so, Carly, are you on the call? There you are, Carly. Carly, we would love to hear.
Hello. Okay, I've got one kid that keeps coming in and out, so y'all might hear him. Okay, so I have been thinking about conference, and I started the business in 2012 and went to my first conference spring of 2016. So I just didn't really have an intention to go in the beginning. And once I went, I will never miss a conference again. I fell in love with the community. I already loved the people I knew from calls and things like that. But these people are amazing, so fun. I talk to so many people on this call weekly, daily, just have grown great friendships through this business. So that's one reason to go. Okay, so to kind of prepare for conference, I've learned a lot over the years because I didn't really plan beforehand. But now I always make sure that I have paper and pen. And I usually get a new one just because I like a fresh start. I clear space on my phone for pictures and videos because I'm going to need a lot of that for social media and just for fun memories later on down the road. I like to take snacks and a water bottle because I get hungry and I just don't want to miss anything. So I don't want to run out and get food. Also, I take my phone charger because my phone dies quickly with all the pictures and videos I'm taking. Okay, then I'm organizing things in my journal along the way. I do a memory jogger, start in the back so that I've got all my names as I'm listening to speakers, having conversations at lunch or just other times. I'm thinking of people that, hey, they would be so fun. I want them to join me. Or, oh, they really need to hear this NMD speech. So I've got a memory jogger on the back of my notepad. And then when I go to the airport on the way home, I'm organizing my notes, organizing my thoughts, because the moment I hit my front door, all of that goes out the window. I don't remember anything. And so I start thinking at the airport and on the plane, start thinking about my social media, what I want to post for like the static post, stories, reels. I just learned this like 1 or 2 conferences ago. You can make reels and keep them in your draft. So I can start it and I don't have to finish it. It's amazing. And then I start looking at my memory jogger and thinking through typing either send a message right then and there or think it through in my notes. Also, iPhone users, I recently found out you can do a like a send later text. So if I'm at the airport, I can do a send later. I don't want someone to text me back in that moment. I can send them a text like 3 hours down the road. It's amazing. Okay, what else was I supposed to say? Is that it? I get so excited. I love conference.
Very good. Like, yes, I was like, oh yeah, this is fantastic. Thank you very much. I love the send later text function. I have not used it yet, but you're so right. We forget soon. We do. We forget, we roll, and then yeah, it escapes us. And when we get home, then life hits and we're like, oh, I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. And what did they say? You're so right, Carly. I appreciate this. This is good. Okay, Tina, you're next up to bat. And I got my notes ready. Go ahead.
Hey, hello everybody. So Carly, that was awesome. I hadn't thought about clearing photos and all that stuff because I'm always that person where I'm like, seriously, I don't have space. So thank you. I love conference, and for me, the biggest thing is I can't stand when I'm sitting there, and I've done this so many years in a row where I'm like, oh, I wish I would have thought about this. Because for me, when they say when we're in classes and they say, okay, now I want everybody for 5 minutes, send out all these messages to this person you could think of about what they're talking about. But I'm seriously like a deer in headlights, and I can't think of anybody, which I'm known for knowing people everywhere I go. And then I'm in those situations and I can't think. So I am this year taking with me my customer list from back office, my cancellation orders from back office. I'm taking all my prospects and leads. Like I'm going to have it. Actually, I already have it printed, and I'm okay with it not being current next week because it's pretty accurate right now. So, um, and I have a folder already started. So I'm putting all that there, and I'm going to have that with me this year. So when they say, which I'm going to cry if they don't, I'm sure they're going to ask us to do something, but I'm going to have it. And plus, we all find ourselves thinking, oh, thought of the perfect person that this would be perfect for. And I'm like, oh, I won't forget that. I'm like, no way will I forget them. And then everything's happening. And then I'm like, who was that I thought of? So don't think and work so hard. When you think of people now, write them down. One thing that I do that works really well for me is I categorize people. So I have my list going, and when I'll sit there and maybe put like a heart for heart health. Why did I put this person down? It might be healthy start, so I just put HSF. So I can really quickly look at it. And for like omegas, I know it's not fish based, but I might draw a fish. And that's my symbol. Like, and we homeschooled, and I used to teach sorting, like making charts and sorting information for essays and things. And it's the same concept. I'm categorizing. And so at a quick glance, I can look to see who would this benefit. So those are probably my big takeaways. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, on the team side of things, I usually have team questions, like leadership questions, people that, I look up to that I want to ask a question of them. So I also have those questions for my own personal growth. And there's things that are said on these team calls that I wonder sometimes, like, how do they do that? Like start a reel and keep it in draft. I don't know how to do that. So that's on my list to learn because I don't have a clue. So, but there's just some questions that I have for different people in leadership that I would like to ask. And so I have that. And then I think the only other last thing I have is I think it's important to take time by yourself. It's so much fun to be with everybody at conference, but it is okay to be alone for a little bit and just like have time for your thoughts. So, but I think that's it.
Yes, Tina. Thank you. Y'all, I don't know if we did this before conference last year or not, or the time before, but I love this. This is so much Terry's closing and she said, make sure they're prepared. I'm like, okay. And look at this. This is how we come prepared. The questions. If I'm standing next to Jeffrey Birdie, I want to ask him a question. Yes. Golly, any of our leadership, that Travis, please. I mean, yeah, to have some poignant questions, that would be amazing. And so, and then to have your team, like you said, because they're like, okay, you have 5 minutes, send this to as many people as you can. Okay. I don't know who, nobody's coming to mind. I agree completely, Tina. Thank you for sharing that so much. Donnell, what you got? What you got in the bank?
Okay, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
We can
Yes?
and we
No? You can? Okay, I'm in this very strange spot, driving in Carmel. Sorry. Okay, so I'm thinking about conference and I go for 3 reasons. The first reason I go is for connection to the company. So I do want to know what is happening, what is new, what is what is new. And I'm the person that cannot be late to a movie in a theater. Like if I don't see the first 10 seconds, I need to go see it again from the beginning. Like I am that person. So I want to be in the room where it happens. That is me. When I am not, like I take the down position. I don't understand. I'm missing. I'm deficient in some way. So that is just on me, that this protects me and puts me in a place where I lean. So I want to go first to connect with what the company is doing. Secondly, this is the time and place for me to collaborate across county lines, city lines, state lines, different teams. This is so important for me in my life, but also in my Juice Plus. If I stay in my own, navel gazing, I can get really lost really quick. So this collaboration with all of you. And then the last reason for conference is then to celebrate, and not just the dress up. I like the dress up, Carly, right? If you don't have a skirt, I'm going to bring it for you, or Amy, or whoever needed a $1 skirt for last one. We need to celebrate, not what we, not sitting in the gap, right? But in that gain mentality and celebrating being there, celebrating what we have done, celebrating how far God has brought us. And I've been with the company since 2003. So you do the math, that's 23 years. That is why I go to conference. That's why I cannot wait. Also, for me, it reminds me of the first day of like junior high or high school after summer, when I see all y'all and I want to just scream and run toward you. And this is what I do. So this kind of connection is so important for me. And this is why I'm going to this conference. And this is why I go to conference, period.
Sorry, but yes, 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 and yes. I second, third, and fourth that. Like, slay, sister, slay. All of this, yeah, we're going to need the skirts, John. This reminds us that conference isn't just about sitting in a chair, right? It's so much more than that. It's about showing up, taking action. Intention leads to belief. Belief becomes decision. Action reinforces the belief, and we have the circle of life that Terry talks about all the time, and that just that compound effect of taking the next step, right? Okay, so that ends the mindset portion of this call. We are going to talk about a few things that we need to mention right quick, and then I'm going to show you a few of tips and tricks like the ladies have mentioned, and something that I think is real critical to posting about in social media with conference. And so we'll go over that in just a second. But first, Kathy, if you'll bring up the slide. If you are attending conference and you are going to attend the group lunch on Friday, Terry needs your $20. And here is all the details. And I know we have this on our Team Up page as well. And it's going to be great. I just Venmo Terry and all is going to be good. Come hang out with us. This is always a great, great, great luncheon. I always love it. So something else, no meeting next week. This is the last meeting before conference. Everybody's leaving town, packing, gone out of town, all the things. So there will be no Team Up call next Monday night. Get ready for conference. And then, but be ready for the Team Up call after conference, because you know that will be fire, right? You know it's going to be, it's an hour long or maybe an hour and a half. It's always full of so much excitement and fun and all the things. The luncheon, no meeting after conference. Oh, Terry said, unfortunately, Jay Jr. is not doing promotions anymore. So there is going to be a whole new overload of promotions. And so there's somebody new that came in, take an empty suitcase. I've been warned that it is going to blow my hair back. So that's Terry's phrase, not mine. So as always, and I use that phrase all the time, and people who don't know Terry, they call it an Amyism now. And I'm like, it's not my phrase, but I'll take it. But promotions is going to be fire. So, so last but not least, thank you, Abby. If you have to get off, no problem. We'll see you in a minute. Let me just share my screen because I'm going to show y'all something fun, because I know you don't typically come to me for social media engagement and post and all things social media, but I came across this. I didn't come across this. Carly came across this post, and this lady has like 30,000 followers on Instagram, and I was like, this is so important for us to consider when you're at conference, and I really appreciated it because, and I thought I would share it with all of you for the next 5 minutes here. So yes, I'm going to read it because it'll remind me what I wanted to say. If you're attending a network marketing company conference this year, you need to read this, right? It's a great time to hype up your audience, show them how incredible the company, the community, the team, the opportunity that you're a part of is, right? That's what we want to do with this. We're always taking pictures, right? She's like, but here's what I see people do. They do what I do. I'm guilty of this right here. We take random videos of the audience. We're taking random pictures of the announcements, the guest speakers, nothing that makes me go, wow, what is this? So here's what she says to do. If she was at a conference wanting to grow her team. Number one, document every single day as if you are a huge influencer on TikTok. Okay? Just do it. Seriously, do it, she says. But here's something to make sure you do. Again, our systems. Don't just say, come to our company conference, because this doesn't mean anything to your audience, right? So in your hotel, you say, I'm in Canada right now with hundreds of women learning how to leave their 9-to-5 and work online. Come along day one with me, right? That sounds so much more inviting, right? And so I'm like, yes, please. And she said, you can also do them as a point of view, a POV, okay? So you start the vlog in the hotel, you don't say anything, but on top of the reel, you say, you started an online nutraceutical company 6 months ago, and now you're traveling the world, traveling the United States. Now you're traveling far. Whatever is your verbiage, right? And then it goes on to show clips of what you've been doing all day. Don't worry, it gets better. Make sure you have a lot of B-roll content that you can use at a later date. So this is something I didn't know. Y'all, I didn't know what B-roll is. What's B-roll content? Pictures of you getting ready, pictures of outfit checks, eating lunch with your friends, dancing at the event. If you're a dancer, more power to you. I'm not a dancer, but I might stand there. Videos of you talking to people. So another sideline friend of mine, she said, I am going to interview people, 30-second interviews, and I'm going to have those clips on my phone to be able to use them and to create that excitement, because I want people to hear the different opinions and different people and their stories, because that's one of the reasons why we're there. Like Jonelle says, we collaborate with different teams and we hear all these amazing stories and all these things. And so I had to ask a kid in here because this next line, get a lot of BTS content that you can use later. I was like, what's BTS stand for? Behind the scenes, y'all, behind the scenes content. So let me tell you, before I go on, we're almost done. I did many conferences where I didn't take a lot of pictures. I didn't get this, and I wanted it later. I wanted to share people what we were doing. And I'm not an influencer, but I wanted to share that with people because I could see that. Katrina Goodwin, I watched her at the last conference, or when she did Luminate before Superfoods. I mean, she had so much of it sold before she even got home. She had the content when she got home to keep using that momentum from conference long after conference was gone. And I didn't think about it. I didn't think, I'm like, oh, I'm not an influencer. I'm not a 25-year-old that does this stuff. It feels funny for me as a Gen Xer to have the phone in my hand and to document my life. But this is what people want to see. Okay. While you're at this event, you're going to have a lot of swirling thoughts, just like Janelle and Kylie and Tina said. We're going to think how epic this is, how amazing this is. You're grateful you got started, where you're going from here. You're excited to help others. Go live and tell people that. Say, when I said yes to this, I didn't know this is what I was going to get. All I wanted was $500 a month, but now I'm going to help thousands of people do the same thing. You share about your day, you share about your vision, you share about the true emotion of what you're feeling. People resonate with that. Do a lot of in the moment talking videos, like Carly said. Start the reel, talk and do it, and then just close it and leave it for later in the draft process. Carly, you're going to have to go live on the Team Up page and tell us about that, okay? When you're getting ready, you share your thoughts, okay? You'll see all those people putting their makeup on. I'm like, but they're talking and I'm sitting there listening to them while they're putting their makeup on. I find myself doing that. This energy is going to be high. Use it. She's not wrong, right? Take a lot of photos. We got to clear so whoever said we got to clear the memory off our phones. Get rid of the 4,500 sunset pictures you have. You already posted them on social media. Get rid of all the screenshots that you took last conference that you never used. You know, you can use photos. You can put text over them. Carousels. These are big on Instagram, y'all. Big. Instagram carousels. These are hot topic. And real carousels also. Big deals. If possible, interview people here. She says it too. So interview people for 45 to 60 seconds. I will tell you that Instagram will push your video out a lot more if it's 20 to 30 seconds or under 45 seconds. If you start getting over a minute, it won't push your video out. So talk about how this has changed your life, how meeting these people have changed your life. I remember meeting Jennifer West, for those of you who knew her. She changed my life. Use this content. Talk to people about real life and real situations, right? Document from the moment you start packing all the way through going home. People want to watch your life. They want the inside scoop. They want to see what's going on and why this is such a life-changing experience. Just speak to emotion, which is so easy to do when you come authentic, right? We have an amazing team, y'all, right? And don't forget to message and follow up. You know, be bold. Don't be afraid to say, are you ready? Are you ready to get started? Right? So I thought that was she read our mind. I thought that was a great little value point to walk through. I couldn't see any of your faces if any of that made sense or didn't. So I was, because I was big screen. Thank you. But that Instagram post, Carly sent it to me and I was like, oh, Terry, we got to talk about that because we don't think about it. A lot of us, it feels weird to be taking these photos while we're walking down. But remember we were in San Diego and how gorgeous the buildings are and you got to see the harbor. I live in the desert. I don't get to see the harbor. I barely get to see trees, y'all. So, you know, I enjoyed it so much, right? And so don't be afraid to take those videos and use them and talk about that. I should have done that. That's okay. It is what it is. But I'm going to use it now going forward. And like somebody just posted, people want to see behind the scenes. They want to see and they want to hear what you're experiencing because that community, that's what keeps us here, I think, right? We know the love we have for each other. We get to feel that love for each other. So I'm excited for this conference. I'm excited after this call. I'm so glad y'all spoke with me, even though you were voluntold, Carly and Janelle and Tina. Woo, you just put it all right together for us. So, all right, that ends tonight's call, and I will see y'all all in 2 weeks if you can't make it, and otherwise we'll see you at conference, and I can't wait to hug y'all's next. Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Amy. Thanks, ladies. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Welcome. Bye, Tina.
Bye.
Bye, Carly. Thank you. Bye, Jill. Bye, Linda. Bye, everybody.